Birdbox has been trending on Netflix since its release last week. It presented a new idea. Unlike the much portrayed zombie apocalypse cliche, we saw the outbreak of a different virus, a supernatural virus, or perhaps a creature that takes a different form depending on who sees it. But seeing it is a big issue. To see it is to be overcome with a need to commit suicide. Cheery. So with that in mind, join me as we ask, what if the Birdbox was real? Before we get into this video, I want to ask you guys, A, have you seen Birdbox? And B, if you have seen it, what did you think? And C, what would you do if you were in such a pandemic? Stick around to the end of the video where we will be replying to some comments from a previous video too. Alright, so if Birdbox was real, we have a problem. There is a huge problem. A virus, a thing, a creature, something. Something has been unleashed. The problem is that no one seems to know what it is, where it came from, why it's here, other than that it's spreading and people are dying. Like, a lot of people. So if the virus in Birdbox was real, we would need a team of scientists who were dedicated to figuring out what it is and if it could be cured. The only problem is that how can you test something if seeing it means it will destroy you? How would they even go about containing it to test it in the first place? Hunting it is a literal suicide mission. The moment you saw it, to try and capture it, you would be driven to madness and eventually your own death. This also raises a very good question. What does it even look like? Well, we don't know. In Birdbox, it is hinted that the unseen creature or virus, the thing, takes the form of something terrifying, but perhaps even something beautiful. Is it the form of dead relatives or your worst fear? It seems to change depending on who is looking. A bit like a boggart in Harry Potter, but super dark and super deadly. If the thing in Birdbox was real, then maybe, like Mallory, we would all be too scared to love. She names her children boy and girl out of fear of growing too attached to them. Would we be too afraid to form attachments ourselves? How can a loveless world exist? But wait, isn't there a super easy answer here? Yes, the creature has bested us by killing all that see it, a la Weeping Angel style, but way more instantaneous. But why don't we just take eyes out of the equation? Blind people are safe, so why don't we just Oedipus ourselves? Without the incest. That isn't super necessary. We could just gouge out our eyes and everything would be fine. Yes, that would suck, but being blind is much better than being dead, and it is better than living in fear and panic. This would mean, though, that if we had children, we would have to work quickly to take their vision away. We would also need to blind animals too, for fear of them becoming possessed by the force, the virus, the presence. At first, this wouldn't be a perfect solution, and there would likely be a lot of pain and sadness in the transition period. A lot of people would still die, not least from infection following eye gouging. So, say we all made the sensible choice and the blind were literally leading the blind. This would mean adjusting to a life without cars, planes, trains, anything that could cause multiple deaths without the power of human vision. This would be an adjustment for sure, but perhaps better than the alternative. In the initial rebuild, we would need to live slower and more careful lives. Travel would be very, very hard. The adjustment, yes, it would be brutal, but adjust we would. Perhaps our other senses would heighten. We've built society around the fact that we can see. Social media, the internet, television, it's all very visual, but once again, humans are resourceful. Perhaps in time, in 50 years, in 100 years, we have evolved into something new. Perhaps we could create machines that could see for us, although could we trust them? Well, that's a whole new can of worms, isn't it? That's what I really love about Life's Biggest Questions. Answering one question always leads to others. So I think that we will leave this one for there for now. What do you guys think would happen if Birdbox was real? Let me know your thoughts in the comments section down below. How would you go about rebuilding society? What a terrifying prospect. Before I get out of here, I just want to read some comments from a previous video from What If Walt Disney Came Back to Life. Now you guys had a lot of interesting things to say. Mr. Green said, "Wow, amazing, I was waiting for this topic. It's really great and thanks for this video. My favorite Disney movie is Pirates of the Caribbean." Just Edgar said, "What if Einstein was never born?" Ooh, good question, Edgar. Fanatic Mitchell said, "Hey Charlotte, Rebecca, Jack, thanks for finally noticing my question. I've been asking on almost every episode of Life's Biggest Questions. I was asking you, but I wasn't asking what if friendship was magic. I was asking what if Discord, the character from the show, was real." So perhaps one day we will answer that question for you. Do you guys watching have any other suggestions for answers for questions? Let us know in the comment section down below. Also, while you're down there, why don't you like this video and share it with a friend? For now, I'm your host Rebecca Felgate. I'll catch you in the next video, but until then, stay curious, stay alert, and never ever stop questioning.